Now the next step in the demonstration is to be able to combine two lots of information onto the one screen, or at least two forms onto the one area. The first thing I'll do is to be able to open the staff form, and I'll go into the design mode. I'm going to organise the information so I've got two forms onto the one screen here. So I'll make the screen a little bigger. I'll get these controls and I'll just move them up slightly. If you ever want to change the controls, it's a matter of just simply selecting them like this. You'll notice when I'm wanting to select the whole lot in one go, I can grab them and simply move them in one group. I can also select them from the section over here in the ruler and drag them around. That's a handy option to use. Now I want to be able to combine the other form that I created before, the data sheet form. So what I'm going to do is just to close that option there, and I'll minimize the screen by clicking on the minimize button so I can see both the database window and also the forms simultaneously. Now when I'm doing this task, notice I am in the design view of the form. To be able to change the way the form looks, I must be in the design view. I come over to my form here, the datasheet form that I created previously, and I simply drag it over to my screen here, and when I release, the form gets plotted into the screen there. If I maximise the window, make it a bit bigger, view the data now, I'm in my form, and as I go through the records, I'm pressing the page down key. You'll notice the employee number here and here work in simultaneously. They're in synchronization. You'll also notice that I only see the information from one employee at any one time. This is quite handy on occasions where you want to be able to see multiple lots of information on the screen simultaneously. I go back into the design. I increase my form again slightly. You'll notice the way that the form looks from this view though. It doesn't look like a datasheet form like you saw before. That's just the nature of how forms behave. Now I'm wanting to be able to add a few things to my form here. I'm wanting to be able to add a control. I want to be able to have the person's, or at least the employee's, first name and last name appear in much larger letters at the top of the form. So I'm going to use this text box tool to be able to create a control or put in some programming language. I'm going to type out the word first name, which is one of the field names in the database. First name you see here. I want to be able to join the first name with the last name, so I'm going to use the and symbol, talking mark, space, talking mark again, the and symbol, and then I'll type in the field, the control name, last name, square brackets. The purpose of the and the talking mark symbols here is to create a space between the two controls, control names, first name and last name. And to make the information appear a little larger, I'll change it to 14 point. I'll apply some colour. That colour there. I want to be able to make sure that shows all the way through, so I'll make the control name transparent. I'll change the label here, and I'll call this name staff name. That label is simply to explain the details here. If I look at the information here, staff name pops up, and I'm reasonably happy with that.